ABC, how's it going? Right, okay, just a very quick video. This is a competition entry to Memphis Vinyl Gym and the Misses, their 600 subs contest, which is show your royals, so anything to do with, you know, kings, queens, whatever, you know. So this is what I'm listening to in the background. This is James Last and Voodoo Party. If ever there was a king of easy listening, then it's definitely James Last. I think there's probably 2 of his albums which are worth picking up, so perhaps leave the other 700 behind, you know, but very cool. Right, okay. I know that Jim and April are very big Elvis fans. Now, from my point of view, I do like Elvis, of course, I'm an Elvis fan, but he's not the be-all and end-all to me, you know, so, however, if I was to pick my favourite 10 albums of all time, there would definitely be an Elvis album in there, and this would be the one, you know. So this is Elvis Christmas album from 1970 on RCA Victor. Yeah, Blue Christmas, Santa Claus is back in town, I'll be home for Christmas, all that sort of stuff. The reason why I picked this is because growing up as a kid, my parents didn't have a lot of cash, so they basically hardly had any records, probably counting their records on one hand, basically, you know. So, however, this is one of the records I did have, and every year Christmas come around and this would be played to death. So whenever 1st of December arrives, this is the first Christmas album I always dig out, and probably the Christmas album I play most, you know. So it's all about nostalgia, but yeah, definitely one of my favourite albums for that reason. Right, okay, just quickly read through these. A bit of African stuff. Dr. Kayasi and his Noble Kings. Yeah, this is a really nice record. Some lovely guitar playing on this album. I think this is from, I think, about 1983, just from memory. But yeah, very nice. Right. Okay. There's lots of kings and princes in reggae. So one of the greatest reggae albums of all time. King Tupper meets Rockers Uptown. Absolutely faultless dub album. Great stuff. Right. Okay. And in a similar vein, I think a few people showed Harry Belafonte as the King of Calypso. Well, the self-proclaimed King of Calypso is the Mighty Sparrow. This is my favourite album of his. This is Sparrow Come Back from the RCA label. Yeah, a lovely album. Can be quite pricey actually, this one can, although I have seen it cheap here and there. But if you're going to pick up a Calypso album, I'd definitely recommend this. Very cool. Okay, another Sparrow album, Sparrow Sings for Lovers. This is more of a ballads type thing on RCA Victor. Not as good, but still pretty cool. Sticking in the reggae, Calypso type theme, Big Bamboo by Lord Creator on a Dynamic label. Obviously features Big Bamboo, Shame and Scandal, Island in the Sun, you know, sort of Calypso standards, but very, very nice record. Now, I wasn't going to show any Prince albums, but I wanted to mention actually, if well, for years we've never had any official Prince recordings on YouTube, whereas over the last 2 to 3 weeks I think his estate or Warner's, I don't know who it is, are gradually posting all of his original videos. So I think at the moment they're up to the stuff off Parade, and so everything prior to that is now on YouTube. So if you want to see the video to America, which is great, nice live video, Pop Life or Mountains, which is my personal favourite, then get that yourself on YouTube. But the videos are great to see. Actually, some of them, I mean, I've been a Prince fan for years, and a few of the videos that have been posted I've never ever seen, so brilliant. Okay, Prince Charles and the City Beat Band, that sort of boogie, early 80s hip hop type thing. Big tune on this, Cash Cash Money, very cool. Right, okay. I was going to show some Aretha Franklin records as the Queen of Soul, but I thought I'd show some records by the White Queen of Soul, or the Queen of Blue-Eyed Soul, however you want to put it. Dusty Springfield, Dusty Memphis. Now, if you want to talk about perfect 10 albums, this would definitely be in there. This is an absolute classic from start to finish. Obviously, most people will know that she didn't record any vocals in Memphis in the end. She totally froze when she went there. All the music was recorded in Memphis, but she laid down her vocals in New York afterwards. But this is on Atlantic, an absolutely wonderful classic album. But one Dusty album that doesn't often get a mention is from Dusty with Love. This came out a year or 2 after Dusty in Memphis. This is on Philips. I think the American copy had a different sleeve. It might have actually had a different title actually. But yeah, this is basically a Philly soul album. It's mainly written and produced by Gamble and Huff, so definitely worth seeking out if you haven't got it already. Right, okay, now I said before about Elvis being the king, or the king of rock and roll. I'd probably argue with that comment. Actually, I think the king of rock and roll is most definitely Little Richard. This is one of his late 60s gospel albums with Sister Rosetta Tharpe. Fantastic. Now, in our house, if we play the jukebox, my little boy who's just turned 1 will pretty much dance to anything. He loves the jukebox, he loves looking at it, listening to records change, all that sort of stuff. But if I play Bama Lama Bama Lou by Little Richard, as I've found out, he'll burst into tears. So he doesn't get a lot of play in our house, I'll be honest, not what he's about anyway. Because it starts with that Little Richard scream, and you know, even now, that's how terrifying it is. You talk about metal and heavy metal and, I don't know, doom metal or whatever, I think Little Richard's scream has more of an impact, clearly. But yeah, that's a classic Little Richard. And this one, if you haven't got it, this is basically funky Little Richard. This is from 1970-71. Classic from start to finish, and as I say, it is just straight funk, very cool. And finally, a bit of rock, Queens of the Stone Age, like Clockwork. This is different coloured sleeve. This is a light blue cover as opposed to the standard red. I think this is a Canadian pressing, so which is a reason for different sleeve. Cool, thank you.